What is up, my friends? My name is Equithromi, and today I'm back with another episode of Clash Royale 101, where I take a look at every card in the game and break it down for you both offensively and defensively. Today, guys, we're taking a look at the Goblin Hut. In front of all you right now is the Goblin Hut at tournament standard. It is a level 7 card. It's a rare card at that. As you can see, 1,293 hit points, level 9 spear goblins are deployed, 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds a spear goblin will come out of this hut, and it lasts for a total of 1 minute. So we're talking about 12 spear goblins that are going to come out of this Goblin Hut. This is one of the best buildings in the game right now. It's obviously used offensively because of the spear goblins that will be released, and defensively because targets will be drawn in towards the building when they're trying to go to the town hall. Targets such as hog riders, giants, golem, and balloons, things like that. So why don't we get into some replays? All of the replays today are coming from Vega. All of this is challenge play, and they all show a beautiful example of how to play this Goblin Hut effectively. Like I said, guys, my goal is to get every single card from the game highlighted in a 101 series. Last week we did the Magic Archer, today the Goblin Hut, and if you take a look at the placement right there, guys, that is perfect placement for the Goblin Hut. 3 tiles in front of the King's Tower, and just 1 tile over into the lane where you're looking to have those spear goblins head. And at all costs, you're trying to keep your Goblin Hut alive. If you play the cheap 2.6 elixir Hog Musketeer deck, in that deck you're trying to keep your Musketeer alive. In this deck here, it's your Goblin Hut. That's where your investment is. That's where you want to keep. That's the card that you want to keep alive so that you can continuously pester your opponent. And the deck that Vega is playing right here, well, first of all, it's not the focus of the video, but it's worth mentioning. It's a graveyard deck that includes that Goblin Hut, the Electro Wizard, the Ice Golem Mega Minion, and the Dark Prince, which is also a very nice, strong card right now in the current meta. So as you can see, the Goblin Hut is continuing to spam a certain lane, and if ignored, the opponent will just be chipped away at their tower, eventually losing their tower if they let it go long enough. So they have to answer to the Goblin Hut. They just can't let it sit there. So all buildings, including the Furnace, another one that if it's up to level on ladder, or if it's up to level obviously in challenges, it will over time chip away at the tower. Goblin Hut, same thing. The Goblin Hut right now is very powerful. You'll find it in many decks, and many top players in the game are using the Goblin Hut. And as you can see right here, the balloon was taken in on top of that Goblin Hut rather than going to the tower, which is great because it's going to keep that death damage from the balloon or any balloon drops off of your King's Tower. Now we have a counter push going. The minion horde is thrown on top of our counter push, but our Dark Prince does get onto that tower, gets 1 smack in there. And the poison is going to come in right here, work on the minion horde and the goblin gang. Very good value out of that poison. And again, back to that Goblin Hut, dropping it behind, or I should say in front of the King's Tower, and 1 tile over into the right lane. So key things that you need to know about the hut: it's going to pull in the defenses so that you can defend even better, because it takes them longer to go to the hut and then to the tower than it does to go straight to the tower. So it gives you more of an opportunity to defend, and it's always going to be throwing out those goblins. And check this out right here. Having that balloon switch lanes by dropping 1 Goblin Hut and then another one to the left is going to allow you to protect the tower even more, because you could get those defensive troops going to the opposite lane that is potentially untouched. As you can see right here, the opponent has given up. He realizes that he's not going to get it done right here. 2 crown win right here for Vega, really demonstrating some beautiful play using that Goblin Hut. And that was versus a Laloon or a Lavaloon deck right there. I have many replays, more than I normally show here on a 101 series, but we're going to get into all of them right here just because it'll show you how to use the Goblin Hut and how well it works against a variety of decks. As you can see right here, again, Vega's on the bottom. He does not have Goblin Hut in his starting hand. I want to also mention, guys, all of this footage is coming out of Nova Elite Gaming Tours, a very big part of that Nova Elite Gaming family, home of Clash with Ash, and of course everyone that was originally from over in Nova. The Ice Golem is used right there to protect the tower from those minions, and we have a little push coming in with the Dark Prince, Mega Minion, and the Graveyard. Oftentimes, you could take down towers without even using the Graveyard with this deck, guys, but right here, the Graveyard was used. We have a Mega Minion working on that Giant. They're coming in with the Archers. They have a very weird deck here. The Witch is in the deck. It's a Giant Witch deck. We really don't see much of that anymore these days. The E-Wiz gonna push that tower. So what I'm gonna do at this point, guys, is kind of throw any highlights as far as how that Goblin Hut's being played properly in, but I'll also kind of shout out what's going on in the video and in the replay at the same time. Now, if you're enjoying this stuff, guys, I tell you, you should be subscribing to the channel because I come out with Clash Royale content for you guys all week long. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Clash Royale content coming out of Nova Elite Gaming. And some of the best players in the world are in this clan family, and I'm getting to spotlight what they're doing here for you guys so you guys can learn and improve. On top of that, I come out with Clash of Clans content every single day, and I live stream on Fridays, and I host a live talk show with Cleric Dragoon on Saturday or Sundays, depending on the guest that we're having on. So, guys, tons of stuff coming from this channel. I hope that you decide to subscribe, turn on notifications so that you can be part of everything that I'm doing here. And check out this push right here, guys. This is a big one. We got the Dark Prince on the tower. We got the Poison on top of the tower. We got the Graveyard on top of the tower, all while the Giant passes through all that mess and gets torn apart himself. Goblin Hut still doing work. Mega Minion on top as well. I love this deck, guys. It offers so much potential on defense and such a strong offensive push as well. Notice the Goblin Hut still pushing the left lane. The next Goblin Hut is going to be placed in the right lane to start putting pressure on the tower that has yet to be touched. Actually, as I said that, I take it back because he decided not to. Poison's going to be on the offensive push right here. Very good play. Something that lower level players or players that are not as experienced in the game sometimes don't realize that they could do. You could take your poison spell or your fireball, use it at the bridge at all the incoming troops because they're all coming close together over that bridge. That's a little side tip right there, guys, not relating to that Goblin Hut. So it looks as if he was playing the Goblin Hut up the opposite lane to put pressure and to defend that left-hand lane a little bit better. Now, with 6 seconds left, make that 4. This attack, this game is over. Vega brings home another win, again using the Goblin Hut. Notice in that one, guys, with that deck and that highlight, he didn't need to use the hut as much as he did in the one that we saw prior. Now we're going to look again. This one is versus Golem, and I know many of you are scared of that Golem once it comes slamming down that lane over that bridge. You wonder how you're going to stop the Golem, and this is a heavy Golem deck right here, guys. He's got the Lumberjack, the Baby Dragon, the Mega Minion, the E-Wiz, Tornado, and he's going against a Goblin Hut. How is this Goblin Hut deck going to stop this monstrous Golem up the lane? Well, let's watch. Now the opponent plays their pump, and we played our hut going up that lane, that same side that the pump is on. Notice the Mega Minion was dropped in front of the Goblin Hut to protect that hut from the Baby Dragon. Vega did not want that Baby Dragon to take out the hut, losing all value from dropping that hut in the first place. Right now, Spear Goblins continuing to spam the lane, keep that push going a little bit slower from the from the opponent. Our E-Wiz messing up that Mega Minion. Nice value poison there on top of the pump, the Night Witch, and the tower. Now another pump dropped on the opposite lane by the opponent. And the E-Wiz locked onto that tower, slowing down the Baby Dragon there as well. And check it out, the Ice Golem being played to protect all of our Spear Goblins and our hut. Now we have a counter push with those Spear Goblins, but the opponent did use their Electro Wizard and slowed that push. Mega Minion on top of that E-Wiz to protect the tower. Very nicely done. And notice right now, he's playing his Goblin Hut a little bit further back because he wants to protect it from that Baby Dragon or Mega Minion that could be coming across the river. He realizes that the opponent is going to try and take out the Goblin Hut from crossing the river in the center, so he drops that Goblin Hut back further towards the King's Tower or closer to the King's Tower so that it can be protected. Well played. Here comes that Golem, another Goblin Hut, and he had to move the Goblin Hut up this time so that it would pull the Golem over. If the Goblin Hut was in front of the King's Tower and on the same tile as that King's Tower, it would not not pull the Golem. Another defensive poison right here, really well played. The Goblin Hut distracted that Golem long enough to turn it into Golemite, and right now we just have a few Golemite hitting the tower. Nothing that we have to worry about. Mega Minion's going to come clean it up, as is the E-Wiz, pulling over their Mega Minion, and the Golem got minimal damage to our tower, only a few hundred hit points. Now the Lumberjack rushed the other lane and got some damage, but Golem coming again. The E-Wiz, the Mega Minion, really doing a nice job there already, and the opponent drops that baby dragon, which he's hoping is going to make the Goblin Hut, or take out the Goblin Hut from crossing mid-river. Nice job by the opponent with that tornado, pulling all of our troops together for his baby dragon. The opponent actually was getting very good value out of that baby dragon right there, but as you can see, still not able to connect with the tower with that Golem. So really nice defense that this Goblin Hut and the E-Wiz combo is offering. The Ice Golem is there for distraction and protection, and your Mega Minion is one of the, in my opinion, one of the best defensive air troops in the game. I love that card. We have a poison, we have a graveyard, we have a push with all those spear goblins. That tower is going to be going down pretty soon, guys, and as you can see, it's down to 232 hit points. All that needs to be done right now is cycle back to another poison and log, and it's going to be GG. You just got to make sure that you defend well enough first. You don't want to do it too prematurely and then end up going down. So rage spell from the opponent's Lumberjack, gonna get that Night Witch going crazy. Here comes the log and the poison. That's gonna be the victory right there for Vega, again demonstrating some beautiful Goblin Hut play. And there's one more I'm going to share with you guys, not only because it shows how well the Goblin Hut's played, it shows how it's played against Logbait, one of the most popular decks for such a long time here in this game. Logbait, Zapbait, call it what you will, is solid. It's a great deck, and it will always be a great deck. Maybe not. You never know. Things can change with the meta, but it has been a great deck and a deck archetype for so long that it makes you feel that it's never going to go away. Here comes the first Goblin Barrel, and it's logged away. Ice Golem pushing. We got the Dark Prince on that right-hand lane. Now let's see how this Goblin Hut is used versus Logbait, guys. It's played in front of the King's Tower, pushing that left-hand lane, right behind that Ice Golem. And the goblins are going to distract that goblin gang that was coming in. And if you take a look, our Goblin Hut is still looking good. Poison on that princess, and the reason he wants to take out that princess, guys, is he wants to make sure that princess doesn't start shooting that Goblin Hut. You gotta protect the Goblin Hut all the time. That's your value. 5 elixir to drop that hut. You want to make sure it doesn't go down. Now we have a push coming in with the Mega Minion and the Ice Golem. We got some Spear Goblins in behind for support. It's going to take time to take down their tower because they have a very fast cycle deck, and we always need to make sure that we have something to deal with that Goblin Barrel that comes in, because, well, if you don't deal with it, it could take down your tower pretty quickly if the tower is distracted by something else pushing the lane. But as you saw, the Goblin Hut, the Spear Goblins coming from the hut were able to step in there and help defend against the troops or the goblins coming out of the barrel. Spear Goblins still coming out right now of another Goblin Hut that's been dropped, just chipping away at that tower, and the opponent figuring out what he's going to do right now. He's got that Goblin gang right there in front of the tower. Ice Golem again, protecting that hut the way we've been talking about it right there, guys. Very important to keep it alive. Opponent's playing that princess. We're going to have to use a poison on that princess or something to take her down because we don't want her reaching our hut. And how is he going to do it? He's going to play the Mega Minion. He's got the log right here. He misses with his log, so he's got to go with this Dark Prince. Dark Prince with that splash damage does a very nice job against the Goblin Barrel as well. Poison spell on top of the other princess, and E-Wiz right here is going to work on the princess from the right-hand lane, and she never actually is able to connect with our Goblin Hut after all. And all the while, our E-Wiz just getting shocks off on that right-hand tower. Now, they didn't know that the graveyard was in our deck, but here we go playing it, and look at this poison spell. Trying to reach that princess. Now she's in top and in that poison. She goes down, the knight loses health, the tower loses health, and our graveyard does a nice job because of that poison support. E-Wiz is going to come down on the barrel right there, keeping everything alive, looking all right so far. Now our Goblin Hut was being targeted by a Spear Goblin from their gang. And another poison reaching out to the princess. He's figuring right now that he's going to poison down this tower. Beautiful log. Dark Prince pushing that lane, being distracted by whatever troop that was. I couldn't even see it. There was so much going on right there. Ice Spirits in, and the Goblin Huts clean that up. As you can see, we got a double tier Goblin Hut going right now, guys, which is going to really help out with that, with the goblin barrels incoming as well. More spear goblins are going to be around, and as you can see, he missed the tower on that poison, so the poison really didn't take out the princess nor the tower. So he has a little bit more work to do, more than he would have expected, because all he would have had to do was one more log after that poison, but now he's got to wait a little bit longer. And that princess coming in there, but the Electro Wizard's going to clean that up with the Spear Goblin. Really nicely done. So when you're leaving those 3 tiles, guys, you put 3 tiles in front of the King's Tower. That gives you enough space to drop another Goblin Hut in front if you need to. Here we go. Graveyard, Poison, and the Rockets coming in by the opponent, but we get the win. Vega really demonstrating beautiful play with both that deck and the Goblin Hut. So really today, guys, we were here to take a look at not only Vega, but take a look at the Goblin Hut, figure out how we can be more effective with it. And today I was really able to show you guys how well the Goblin Hut works both on offense and defense, which is the whole idea behind this series after all. So thank you, Vega. I appreciate that. Much love to Nova Elite Gaming family, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and turn on notifications. In addition, you guys can find me over on Discord. The link will be dropping down somewhere over there very soon, and on Twitter. The link will also be there for my Twitter at EchoThroughMe. But guys, that's been it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you leave a comment, throw a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you again in another video here on the channel. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see all you back here again tomorrow. Until then, be good.